This is based on our Paws Up trick that I posted last Friday. So if you missed that video, you can check it out on our YouTube channel, search for Supernova Dogs. Also, if you like and follow us on Facebook, you'll see the link there, as well as the link to any other videos that we posted for previous tricks, games, enrichment ideas, things like that. So check us out. So today's trick, adding on to the Paws Up, is going to be a pivot or a side step. So that just means with the dog's 2 front feet on an object, I want to get their back feet to move around in a circle, either direction. I would suggest that you try and practice both directions. One direction will be easier for your dog than the other. It just may mean that you have to take smaller steps and kind of shape the behavior a little bit in one direction. So I'm working with an upside down water bowl today. That's Nova's favorite object to do Paws Up on for some reason. You can use whatever you've been practicing with around the house. And then I've got my cheese stick again. So I'm going to be using a little bit of luring as well as a little bit of physical pressure or physical manipulation. So physical pressure is as I step into the dog, it affects their body position and their body movement. Some dogs are more sensitive to this than others. Physical manipulation is physically putting my hand on the dog and creating a little bit of pressure to get that movement. Some dogs are more sensitive to that than others. I have to push pretty hard on Nova to get her to move. She kind of resists me. So for her, the physical pressure, just me moving, works a little bit better. Some dogs may also be a little bit nervous about you touching them, especially on the hind end. So you may have to condition that a little bit too. So a little bit of shaping in here as well. So we're going to challenge your training techniques a little bit. So with the treat in front of her nose, so she can kind of nibble on that, I'm going to start stepping into her end. Now some dogs I may have to actually physically kind of nudge a little bit with my knee as I make that turn. That's okay. Just think small movements. Good girl. And you're rewarding as you go, obviously, with that lure. So now I'll try the other direction. And this one seems a little more comfortable for Nova. Good girl. Now I'll show you guys what I mean by physical manipulation, so that putting actual physical pressure on the dog with one of my hands. And obviously if I used my knee, that would be the same idea of physical manipulation. Good girl. So that's her good side. So it was really easy for me to rotate her. It would be a little bit harder for me to get her to step on the other side, so let's try that. And if that's the case, I'm going to be looking for tiny, tiny steps. So even if it's one foot that moves, one back foot, I'm going to mark and reward that. So in this case, clicker is probably not your best marker because you've got your hands full already. So I'd recommend a verbal marker. So for me, that's a yes. 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 Good girl. Yes. So be gentle. Obviously, we're looking for that side step, but I don't want to manhandle my dog either and really be forcing them too much. So, show you one more time. With physical pressure. So keep in mind, we talked about this in Paws Up. The dog's body follows the nose, and they really want to keep that spine in a nice straight line. So think nose to tail usually stays in a straight line. So as that back end starts turning, the front end is going to have to turn as well. But I want her to stay in place. So you need to be really careful about that treat placement. If I pull the treat too far forwards, my dog's going to step off that paws up position. Obviously, you don't want that. So if you're getting a little bit of that with the front end moving, pay attention to where your treat lure is to keep that head in the right position. So any questions, message me, post comments. Can't wait to see what you guys do with this. And if you come up with some cool, creative way to add on to this, I would love to see it. See you in a couple days. Let's try the other direction. And your dog will have a favorite direction. Good girl. So she goes a little bit easier that